Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3, the center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops, they will not surrender the game because Trump is the one variable they cannot control. Unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the psyop for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
Boss, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday again, it's Saturday, Sunday, lives again, lives again,
Let's go. What? Hey. No, you did.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Skyer from Woke Societies. It's episode number 997. It is November 14th, 2025. Let's welcome in all of our friends over on Rumble, over on Kick, over on X, over on YouTube, and of course, my favorite platform, built by Patriots for Patriots. Let's see all the eyes down the chats over on pilled.net. So sorry, guys. Oh, man. Like 5 minutes before pre-show, could not get the camera on. Camera would not turn on, and I'm scrambling to find some new laundry. It's not drying. I went into the dryer. Everything's soaking wet, so I literally threw on a hoodie and some chest hair. So enjoy that, guys. Some redneck society. If you guys can, please smash that red pill. Keep those gold pills flowing, the stickers flying, and please give my mods all the love you can possibly give, guys. We have a fire show here on a Friday for you. We're going to start out with a whole bunch of Trump wins. The affordability message is definitely coming through for the Trump admin. We're going to see exactly what's going on, the plans for that, the Jeffrey Epstein boomerang, and the big part of the show tonight is going to be Tucker Carlson's new 30-minute expose of Thomas Crooks. And we have some reactions, not just from me, but also Kash Patel and the world as well. Where's it going? Even Eric Trump weighed in on it. So much to go through, so much to go over. Hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. And it's Friday, so we should be pumped. So let's say hello to the fam. We got Salty Motorhead. We got DKN on. We got Drunk Pinata out there. Thanks for the raid, my dude. I appreciate that. Perfect timing. Senior Poyo, Washington Patriot, Russian Bot. Welcome in. Dean is me, Starwalker. We got also Dougie Boston, The Great Conspiracy, says Taco Meat. Water Wizard says Naked Under the Table. Crystal Crusader, Heather July, Ohio Kimmy, Naffin 88. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We got Dorothy out there. Great to have you guys. Stacks, Starwalker, Rasta, Ohio Kimmy, Francine's Crushing, Tennessee Girl. My Two Terriers, welcome in, guys. Welcome in, Slimeba, Gorilla, Ohio Kimmy, and all you Raiders coming in over on Pill. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Let's pop over to the YouTube chat. Shout out to all you guys chatting away, getting those numbers up. I appreciate that. Thank you to Smoking Little Cat. As always, Heather's over there. All the Pill people, I see you guys over there. We got Sunshine Angel. Great to have you out there. AKA Tucker Dixon. We got Nitromus. All right. Nullset. Welcome in. Jack out there. Great to have you guys. Thank you so much. Chat is moving, guys. Remember, likes and comments and chat engagement is everything on YouTube right now, guys. That's how we break through. Everyone over on Rumble. What up, Twisted Cookie? Thank you for the raid over there as well, Drunk Pinata. We got Via 451. Saying have a great show and weekend. All right. Thank you for dropping in to say goodbye. Thank you. Hold no VR Soul USA. What's up? Welcome. I probably butchered that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. Smash the like button, guys. Subscribe, whatever you guys need to do. We have a big show tonight. Big show. And we got Donnie back in the house. Donnie back in the Don, you're gonna love this show. Yeah, it feels like Trump was saving the Epstein stuff to unleash the DOJ on the Dems right at the right time, and it looks like it's going to be happening now. So I can't wait to dive into this. And fam, I'm hoping this is going to be the beginning of the narrative change for the Epstein stuff, because guys, out of any topic right now outside of Israel, this Epstein stuff, I just want to kill myself. I just want to kill myself with it. But it's news. It's news, and it's forever changing, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So I appreciate everyone over there. Remember, guys, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, please join us for the full and entire show over on pill.net. That is our True Patriot. That is the best place to support this show. Support American values, MAGA, and an entire platform that supports everything that you guys hold true and value. So remember that, guys. As always, we're going to do a news blitz. I know we're super late, but it doesn't matter. It's Friday, and I'm ready to go. You guys ready to do this? I'm ready. And by the way, guys, it's episode 997. We're going to be at episode 1000 next week. Crazy. Let's do it. All right, we got some more rogue AI being used by Chinese hackers as it used its Claude AI chatbot in cyber attacks, according to Anthropic. This is crazy, as Anthropic said Thursday that Chinese hackers used its artificial intelligence technology and what the company believes is the first cyber espionage operation largely carried out by using AI. Anthropic said the cyber criminals used its popular chatbot Claude to target roughly 30 technology companies, financial institutions, chemical manufacturers, and government agencies. The hackers used the AI platform to gather usernames and passwords from the company's databases that they then exploited to steal private data, Anthropic said, while noting that only a small number of these attacks actually succeeded. But why is this important? Because this is their quote: "We believe this is the first documented case of a large-scale cyber attack executed without substantial human intervention," according to Anthropic said in a statement. As Chat, GPT, all kinds of AI, fam, it's advancing right before our eyes. And yes, it's good and bad. Over here from Gateway Pundit, the U.S. military shuts down reports of the $500 million Gaza base for 10,000 personnel and insists no American troops are going to be deployed. Guys, we talked about this story yesterday on the News Blitz, and it looks like that whole thing was fake news. The controversy erupted after Israeli outlets Ynet and Shomron, relying on unnamed Israeli officials. Israeli officials never unarmed. Unnamed Israeli officials claimed the United States was preparing an enormous installation along Gaza's border to oversee post-war stabilization efforts. The alleged plan suggested the facility would hold 10,000 people, including U.S. troops, but apparently none of that's true, which is fantastic. We don't need to be in any wars, especially when it comes to Israel. No one trusts it. Over here from Gateway Pundit, just hours before deadline, new prosecutors have been now chosen to replace Fani Willis in Georgia's lawfare RICO case against Trump. This was on Friday, just hours before the deadline to appoint a new prosecutor. The executive director of Georgia's Prosecuting Attorneys Council entered an appearance as district attorney pro tempore. Per legal analysis, Phil Holloway, Scandalakis, Scandalic this ass. Executive director of Georgia's Prosecuting Attorneys Council has entered his appearance as district attorney pro tempore. And fam, just because they're assigning this guy does not mean he's actually going to go down the road of actually prosecuting this case. I guess they're putting them on. I guess he's going on. I don't know exactly why. But either way, this Fannie case is on the way out, and the new prosecutor's coming in. We'll keep an eye on that, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Over here from X, from Dr. Ned Gainon's, Doug McMillon, Walmart's CEO for just over a decade, is now retiring next year, the retailer announced Friday. I wonder if that's anything to do with all of the prices that are going to be coming down, and any of these CEOs doing super sketchy shit. McMillon will be succeeded by John Furner on February 1st, 2026. Furner is currently the CEO and president of Walmart's U.S. operations, the company's largest business unit. Both executives have been with the company for several decades in various leadership roles. And fam, next year is exactly when all this stuff's supposed to come down. And I find it very interesting the Walmart CEO is stepping away right as soon as that's going to be beginning. Over here from Post Millennial, more socialist mayors as Seattle's new socialist mayor, Kate Wilson, vows to Trump-proof the city, plans to enact high taxes, and oh, by the way, all free baby care and probably SNAP benefits to last you a lifetime. On Thursday, socialist Katie Wilson declared victory in the race for Seattle mayor, where she wasted no time in outlining a progressive agenda aimed at shielding the Emerald City from what she called federal overreach from President Donald Trump's administration and to Trump-proof that city. She's 43 years old, considered a narrow upset over Democratic incumbent Bruce Harrell as a mandate from the people. During a press conference, Wilson vowed to implement certain policies such as universal child care, rent control, and social housing, just like Ma'am Donnie, as well as slating her desire to have more land and wealth be owned by steward communities instead of corporations. And we all know that's going, guys. This must be defeated, and this cannot become the new culture. I know, by the way, if anyone was wondering if the new Pope was going to be based, well, that just went out the window as Pope Leo embraces transgenderism, invites prominent trans activists to Vatican luncheon. According to left-wing Catholic blogger and activist Christopher Hale, Leo will meet with Italian transgender activist Alicia Nobile and several other campaigners for a luncheon on Sunday. Pope Leo will meet and dine in a group setting with Alicia Nobile, a transgender Catholic activist, don't know how that's a thing, from Barry during a special lunch at the Vatican this Sunday, November 16th. And yes, guys, the Catholic Church went full-blown woke, as all kinds of bishops today as well. We're all talking about all the deportations and how unjust they are and unhuman they are. I'll have to say, these two clowns, they can go fuck themselves. Over here from the Post-Millennial, the Babylon Bee continues to turn to shit. And by the way, guys, I'm definitely out in the Babylon Bee. I am so sick of them. And it's really the people who run the place. They're shills. Babylon Bee posts jokes suggesting violence against Megyn Kelly, then deletes it amid the backlash. Now, guys, I'm not going to pearl clutch about jokes and stuff, but I've seen enough interviews with Seth Dillon and where his allegiances are. It's Israel first, and it's always been that way. Him and Ben Shapiro, all those clowns, they can just go to hell, to be honest with you. This comes from, the Post stated Megyn Kelly gets rid of old pager just to be safe, and include a photo of Kelly alongside a pager. In the fall of 2024, thousands of pagers exploded in an Israeli operation targeting the terror group of Hezbollah. Thousands were injured and at least 30 were killed in the attack, which came during the Israel-Hamas war. And if you guys have any tinge of even a little bit of anything that's not pro-Israel, well, this is what the conning establishment will do to you because, again, they are all enslaved to Israel. Over here from Zero Edge and last, judge denies Apple OpenAI bid to dismiss Elon Musk's antitrust lawsuit because guess what? Apple was favoring ChatGPT. Now they're going to get sued, and Elon's probably going to get a lot of money. And what that, fam, is today's News Blitz. I'm right there with you, Donnie. Fuck the B. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they are funny. We have used their headlines. We've even played some of their video content on this show throughout the year. So I'm not gonna be like a hypocrite about that. We definitely have used their content, and yeah. And is it funny? A lot of it is funny, but it's just when I start seeing stuff like this where they're going after Megyn Kelly, and it's just disgusting. And the old Republican establishment guard, fam. I just can't wait for it to wither away. I can't wait for it to go away. That's why yesterday's show was so awesome, talking about demographics and not mocking the younger generations and actually listening to them and seeing exactly what is going to get us wins here for America and to continue this MAGA agenda. It's not going to be the Republicans, guys. It's not going to be Democrats. The unit party is disgusting to me, and it's just I'm just over it. So either way. All right, guys, we got gold pills to go through here real quick. We got Jack Attack with a cookie, Senor Pollo. So, Scott, anything special planned for the 1000th episode? Honestly, Senor Pollo, I really don't have anything planned. I'm going to see if I can have some of my best friends in studio. That's probably about it, though, my friend. My life's so busy behind the scenes. I really don't have anything special planned for a stream. We'll probably hang out and we'll probably do a show. And maybe I'll open phone lines, but I'll hang out with you guys in the chats, and we'll make it a good time regardless. But I don't have anything super special planned. It's really crazy, and I feel like getting YouTube back, it's definitely helping. But it's also a reality check that I had also at the end of last week. It's never going to be the same, and that's okay. That's okay. And no matter what, we'll figure it out. So Juan Rambo with the can, Red Gun with the can, Donnie with the fleets has been telling everyone to stop with the Epstein shit. Timing is everything. Well, it's time. Gonna be great. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. 4,049 gold pills. Thank you all so much for all that love, guys. 20K is that daily goal. Please smash that red pill. Keep the repost going. I super appreciate that. And thank you to everyone on YouTube. I see you out there, guys. Thank you for rocking. We already passed 107 viewers. That's where we peaked at yesterday. So I'm ready to jump into this. And guys, everyone on YouTube that may be new here, that maybe have followed me for the last 5 years or whatever, Pilled is the way to really support this show. And I recently applied for monetization, and it's more than halfway there, guys. So my AdSense account got approved. So it's very likely I'm going to get monetization back. I didn't know if I'd get it back, but they're in the final review process of monetization on YouTube. So when that comes there, that's great. We can do memberships. We can do, what are they called? Super chats, all that stuff. But really, guys, if you really want to support the show, Pilled's the place, and that's why I bring everyone over there for the whole show at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time every single night. So with that being said, guys, this is one piece of absolute amazing news we didn't get to cover, and this is Melania Trump helping out foster kids. We're just gonna carry these high vibes right into the intro. We're gonna cover all Trump's wins, his plans for tariffs, lowering those tariffs to lower prices, Target's lowering prices, the affordability rants from the base have definitely been heard. That's going to lead us right into this Jeffrey Epstein stuff. And fam, the rest of the show is going to be breaking down this Thomas Crooks documentary from Tucker Carlson. Going to be fire, a lot of questions, a lot of answers. And we're going to even hear from Kash Patel. So smash that red pill, keep the gold pills flowing, the stickers flying, and please give my mods all the love they work. They do this shit for free, guys, and I cannot do the show without them. Enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Take a watch.
This executive order, fostering the future for American children and families, gives me tremendous pride. It is both empathetic and strategic. It will certainly be impactful. It aims to establish a comprehensive network connecting federal departments and agencies, private sector's businesses, higher learning institutions, and charitable organizations. This will create new educational and employment opportunities countrywide. Our faith-based organizations will continue playing a vital and consequential role. My hope, of course, is that this level of coordinated collaboration will sustain. But today, I call on leadership from these various organizations, including the private sector, to join my effort, rise above the ease of inaction. I predict this small spark today will ignite a profound and lasting nationwide movement. Our united resolve will foster a thriving future filled with compassion and innovation. Together, we will illuminate the pathway for today's foster children to become tomorrow's builders. And tomorrow's builders will foster the future of America's legacy. Thank you.
Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold, stay woke. Open up guys and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. No time like the present for this music with the messages. The method to my madness, beat the madness to my method. Give you nothing but the truth now to capture your attention. Broke free from the matrix, master the dimensions. People swear they know the truth, but aren't asking any questions. Confirmation bias, so they pass on interventions. For those who know the truth, but they pass it just to mention. Of anything you might say, the passes their defenses. Wake up, and don't you dare go back to sleep. Always keep one eye open for demons on the creep. Once you turn into a wolf, you won't ever be a sheep. A worldwide awakening, so now run and tell your peace. Woke Society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow. Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal.
Jonathan is in focus with me now. So first of all, identify it for us. You're in a session and you pick up on what?
Well, Harris, it doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper fixated on Trump. And they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel traumatized by Mr. Trump. They feel restless. I had one patient who said she couldn't enjoy a vacation because anytime she saw Trump in the news or on her device, she felt triggered. So this is a profound pathology, and I would even go so far as to call it the defining pathology of our time.
These people come to you for the things that you described. Can't sleep, traumatized, perhaps depression. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but at first, you are there to treat an illness, a disorder of some kind. And what you figure out is the trigger.
Well, and Trump is the trigger for many of these people. And to be that fixated on a figure, on a person, it's simply not healthy. And our country has strayed so far away from where we once were. If you look at in the 80s when President Reagan was shot, people were united. He famously said, I hope you're all Republicans to the surgeons. And the response was, today, Mr. President, we're all Republicans. But our country has lost that. We've strayed so far from that unity.
Mm-hmm. And what do you see? Because you told me off camera 3/4 of your patient load right now has what you're calling this TDS. Well,
3/4 of my patients will present with a lot of these symptoms, and within probably 5 minutes of seeing me, their hatred for Trump comes up. So if you're that hyper-focused on Trump, that's a real issue, and it's worth being treated.
Oh, yes. That's a real video, guy. Oh, I saw that. Was like, yep. We're definitely opening with that. Thank you all for being here. Sky from Oak Societies. It's episode number 997, November 14th, 2025. Welcome to everyone, Rumble, Kick, X, YouTube, and of course, my favorite fam over on pilled.net. Fam, I'm not, it's a real disease. It's a real thing. 3/4 of his workload are people with TDS. Man, these psychotherapists, psychologists, they must be loving Trump. I mean, they're bringing in business. That's bringing in business. My goodness. And thank you to Berg Boy with a phone. We got bought by another company. It's been 80-hour-a-week salary for a while now. Anybody want a really good software engineer with 40 years of experience? So glad I can at least hang out. Dude, you should come, you should help, you should work with the Mats. Come work over here on Pilled. Let's make this place truly great. Now they're already working here, but that's awesome, my friend. Thank you so much, Berg Boy, for the phone. NX17, thank you for that cookie. And Fuji dropping a huge love bomb on the show at 7,000. Gold Pill says, set the bar up to celebrate my daughter's birthday. She thanks everyone for the prayers and good thoughts, but still has to get through the surgery on December 1st. Thank you, Fuji. And Fuji, please remind me around that time so we can have another prayer for you and your daughter. Either before, anytime before, because I'm going to forget. Please let me know in the chats, and we will absolutely get some prayers up for you and your daughter again. Such great news. I'm so happy things are seeming to go in the right direction, so that's fantastic. Shout out to the Woke fam. You guys are truly, truly awesome. All right, guys, we're at 12,000 gold. Actually, we're going to be up to 13 or 14,000. Thank you, NDB2, for the shit. Much love and blessings to Woke, the mods, and fam. Happy birthday to Fuji's daughter. Prayers of blessings and healing. Thank you guys so much. 13,617. We're 7K away from our 20K goal. Let's keep that rock and rolling, guys. Red Pill Smash, guys, over on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do. 119 viewers. We already got more than we did yesterday. Fantastic. All right. Let's dive into it, guys. This was a roller coaster of a week. We started this week out. Pretty wild, I would say. Definitely pretty wild. We were all I was definitely in a mood. I was starting to slip a little bit with everything that we were seeing with Trump's interviews and the affordability stuff. And it was kind of a wild ride. And that feels like it was almost like 5 weeks ago. And here we are very quickly, guys. And we have said this so many times that Trump absolutely listens to his base. He listens to when things start getting a little out of control, when the murmurs start coming up, when all these things start coming up about, why is Trump saying this? What's going on with the food price? Whatever it is, he listens. He absolutely listens. And the messaging changing like that. And like I said, Monday and Tuesday feel like they were years ago now compared to here we are on Friday. And everything is going in the direction we were going. And that's why I wanted to really hammer yesterday's show about all the things that Trump is doing. And yes, things are going to continue to being hard, guys. I don't know exactly when prices are going to go down. The thing is, where I have to remind myself, and maybe even you guys too, we elected Trump and his team to do this. We have to see it through. We have to just see if it's going to happen, right? And we gotten this far. We have been through hell. This audience that's been with me since we started on YouTube so long ago, we have been digital nomads. We have been through absolute hell. I lost everything for a certain amount of time because these tyrants try to destroy me and my friends and all of us out there during the COVID times, the stolen election times, all of it. Try to wipe us out. And look, we're back on YouTube. We're back here. Media Matters failed. They carried out an all-out assault on normal everyday Americans with multi-million-dollar machines, multi-million-dollar propaganda, the corporate media, you name it, canceled everywhere. And look, we are still here, okay? We have to see this mission through, and the affordability narrative is absolutely changing, and you can see it here. Trump is now, this is his plan, preparing tariff cuts, trade deals to lower the food prices ahead of the midterms. And Trump said it. There's going to be some pain, and all the good stuff that we're hoping for, this economic revolution, it's going to start kicking in next year. This is how it was going to go, guys. The big, beautiful bill is going to be kicking in, the tax cuts, all of it. This is all going to hit beginning next year. And Trump's Operation Affordability Initiative kicked off this week. There you go. This was not a thing, guys, until basically Wednesday/Thursday. That was 2 days ago, okay? Trump is doing his Operation Affordability Initiative, kicking off with the White House unveiling plans for tariff reductions and expanded trade ties with Latin America, countries to boost imports of key food products, And the goal, drive down supermarket prices ahead of the 2026 midterm election cycle to reverse darkening sentiment among low and middle income consumers. Bloomberg is now reporting that Trump is set to slash import levies on everyday staples such as beef, bananas, and coffee while moving ahead with new trade frameworks to Argentina, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Ecuador. Now, Tuesday, President Trump and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent both revealed on corporate media major moves by the admin to reduce costs for Americans when it comes to food. Trump called the effort surgical and beautiful, while Bessent said the effort will bring down prices very quickly and predicted that people would start feeling better about the economy in the first half of 2026. UBS analysis set led by Jonathan Pingle described President Trump's economy as a big bet on AI in upper income households. Pingle noted the bifurcated consumer environment between higher income and lower income households in this chart. We're not going to go over that. But the analysis also pointed out our base case, and that is that an equity market drawdown is avoided. Households suffer for the next 2 quarters. He expects a $55 billion boost to disposable income in Q2 from retroactive tax relief from the One Big Beautiful Bill. Said these bumper refunds should temporarily revive household spending in the mid-2026, which is just in time for the midterm election. And I'm hoping, guys, this isn't just being leveraged for political reasons, which, of course, it's going to be. But I hope that's not the main focus. And with Trump, I don't believe it will be. So Bessent is likely right that consumer sentiment will now begin improving in the coming months, and this reversal is crucial. If the sentiment gauges fail to reverse, some folks may be drawn toward the newly transformed Democratic Party, which we now know is the Marxist-aligned Democratic social agenda, who aim to squander America's inheritance by dangling free stuff to voters. And fam, like you just saw, we're seeing what Mamdani. We now have another straight-up socialist mayor out in Seattle. It's starting to move. The way to ensure the Marxist revolution stops dead in its tracks is to tackle the affordability crisis. The New York Times reported that updated reciprocal tariff rules will include carve-outs for beef and citrus, expanding on a prior executive order, directing agencies to identify products not grown domestically for exemption. And new agreements with Guatemala, El Salvador, and Ecuador are reducing tariffs on products like bananas and coffee beans, which the U.S. imports but doesn't produce domestically. These frameworks should be finalized by the end of the month, and Operation Affordability will target low and middle income households as well as younger voters, including Gen Z and millennials. Thank God, millennials are finally getting some help here. And the admin strategy is to improve sentiment and restore affordability with the hope these folks will vote America first rather than embrace unhinged left, dangling free bus rides and government-run grocery stores in next year's midterm elections, fam. There is everything. If you were to tell me that everything is literally hinging on our economy getting better and getting more affordable, because guys, it's insane. But that's really what this is going to come down to, because we do deep dives in everything on this show that are outside the economy and everything that's going to be changing, from accountability to the DOJ to the FBI investigations to Russia hoax actors. We cover everything here, but for most normie voters and most normies on either side, affordability is everything right now. And that is going to, fam, this next year is going to be setting the path for not just 2026, but 2028 and beyond. It's going to be everything. And it literally will be. It could end up making a break in the country, guys. Because if we end up going back to Democrat, which in a lot of these cases they do when you get a Republican like this, it's full control, then it typically swings to Democrat, and then it could very well end up being a Democrat president. This is just trend analysis, guys. That's all that is. That's usually how the trend goes, but nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but the White House is listening. This came out literally today. We're making big progress on prices, and we'll keep working to make sure everyone benefits. This is directly from the White House website here, right from the government website, talking about inflation coming down, Americans having real wage gains and having more work to do, gas prices falling, grocery prices and housing prices are trending in the right direction. They're really making sure, guys, that it's not so much foreign deals now. And guys, I cover this just as closely as anyone else. The trend is there. They are all, everyone from Scott Bessent to Miller to Carolyn Levitt. The messaging is now unified around affordability, and it's coming out everywhere. You can see it. This is the key to winning the midterms here. And if they are able to pull this out, and maybe, just maybe, if Trump's going to end up getting the prices down and maybe even sell the fact that maybe we'll not have income tax, if they mix that together, that's going to be a really hard to fight against, to argue against for regular everyday Americans. So this is where they're going. And you're going to see the other side cry about tariffs. They've been crying about tariffs from the beginning, guys, because, again, they're drinking the Kool-Aid from the corporate media. And they're saying, look, he's running away from his tariffs now. Now he's cutting his tariffs back. I thought you maggots wanted the tariffs to keep going. That's what you're going to hear from the other side. Yeah, I'm not an economic, I'm not an economy major. I'm not an expert in the economy. All I can say is this is the path that he wants to go with. We have to see it play out. This is who we voted for. So let's get into it, right? And as far as everything else outside of food, what's more important more than food right now? It's the housing market and the affordability to get into a house. And right now, that's also going to be changing. And they are working on all kinds of fronts to get this done. And a big part of this is getting rid of the illegals. Take a watch.
President Trump is personally making moves as well. Fox Business's Charlie Gasparino is reporting that during a White House dinner with business titans this week, the president asked them for their take on how to tackle affordability. Fox Business's Jackie DeAngelis is in studio with me, and we'll get to her in a moment. Let's start with senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy. Peter.
Harris officials here have a lever to pull to try to quickly bring down the prices of everyday household items and everyday groceries. And the lever that they are pulling is to start exempting certain groceries from tariffs.
Now is the right time to, to release some of these items that the president said he was going to release. And I mean, when you look at Southeast Asia and South America, that's where we get a lot of this stuff. You know, the coffee, the cocoa, the bananas, those kinds of things. So this is a natural outgrowth of exactly what the president signaled, and that's what he's doing today.
That could help in the short term, and then in the long term, the White House wants to cut a bunch of red tape, especially the kind that holds up houses from being built, with the argument being that the current housing inventory has been flooded for several years with illegal immigrants. New houses plus deportations could free up a lot of existing homes and apartments, according to Vice President Vance.
So this is what I'm thinking, guys, and you're going to see this here with the SNAP program, and I really believe a lot of what Trump does is he's a master at getting problems that we know have always been problems, but really getting it back in the spotlight where really there's such a collective attention to it. Like we saw the SNAP, and the perfect example of that is the SNAP benefits and how much these people take advantage, and all the TikTok videos that these clowns are putting and how much they take advantage of the system, and getting people outraged about it enough to now, you know, they're going to be overhauling that system too. And fam, what's stopping the Trump administration from going through all these FHA loans with Pult and finding out which ones are illegals, shouldn't have never gotten these loans, should have never been in these places anyways, kicking them out, getting these houses freed up for Americans and having programs for Americans to get into these homes, and not just already existing homes, but new construction to build new homes. Because guys, I'm telling you right now, the days, I grew up in a neighborhood. And that's why I said I was still very fortunate being born. I was born in '89. I grew up in the '90s. My teens were the beginning of the 2000s, the late 2000s. I grew up in neighborhoods where everyone knew each other. There was barbecues. Everyone was biking together, jumping off ramps. I mean, we would film each other doing skateboard tricks as dumb shit as kids. That's what we did. And like, it feels like, and I'm sure it's not everyone in this country. I'm sure there's obviously this still exists, but it feels like that, that neighborhood vibe of growing up. That's like America to me. Like having those neighborhoods and having all the kids around, safe places, great places to raise children and raise a family. That is what we need to come back into the culture here. And I really believe in that. We were talking about that yesterday with the demographics and the white population in general. They feel like they have no ownership of that. It's not just white people either. A lot of Americans, and especially young Americans, feel like they have no ownership of the country they live in. And that is a true problem right now. And having home ownership, guys, to me, is a giant piece of the American dream and a giant piece of feeling like you own a piece of this a great country that we live in, and you can truly start thriving, and you can have a family, you can start existing again and not feeling like we were drowning. Having 3 to 4 jobs, nothing's affordable, and watching illegals and people just take everything from us. This is the beginning of it. And it's great to see. And like I said, the messaging from Trump's cabinet, it was definitely sloppy in the beginning of the week. They have turned this around, in my opinion, because everybody is on this now. Everyone's doing interviews. You know, maybe some of it's a little bit of damage control. Let's just be honest. But the messaging is unified again, which we need.
I know that there are a lot of people out there, Sean, who are saying things are expensive. And we have to remember they're expensive because we inherited this terrible inflation crisis from the Biden administration. But you've already seen signs that things are getting better. The price of eggs has gone way down. The price of energy has gone way down. The price of gasoline has gone way down. And as we know, when the price of energy goes down, that starts to filter out into the entire economy, but that also takes a little bit of time. There's another component of this, Sean, which to me is maybe the most important because I care so much about our young people being able to afford a good life. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had. So what we're doing is trying to make it easier to build houses, trying to make it easier to build factories and things like that so that people have good jobs. We're also getting all of those illegal aliens out of our country, and you're already seeing it start to pay some dividends.
So this is where everything's going, guys. And I'm telling you, this is, again, they're not just going to come out and do this unified message just to blow smoke up our ass, guys. It's coming. And we have to remember, we were told that this was going to be some time. You cannot turn around, fam. The worst administration in this country's history with Joe Biden and the worst economy, one of the worst economies that we've ever seen with Joe Biden, inflation, and just the malpractice and the destruction of this country at such a fast pace and turn it around in a year. We knew that going into it. We knew that. And it's starting to take effect now. And it's really going to hit next year. And you can see it with these businesses. This is why I thought it was very suspicious that the CEO of Walmart is starting to resign right when this is about to take off. Maybe it's a coincidence. I'm not sure. But it's definitely a little sketch in my mind. And when you're seeing places like Target end up in the news for this, because apparently Target now is going to be dropping prices for 3,000 food and beverage and essential items that's starting this month in November. This is what, fam, guys, is going to end up saving this country.
Target is dropping prices ahead of the holidays. The company announcing reduced costs on 3,000 food, beverage, and essential items starting this month. Target is also bringing back its Thanksgiving meal at its lowest price ever. The deal gives customers a complete dinner with all your holiday favorites for less than $5 per person. Target is dropping.
That's a good point, Down. You ever wonder why we have never had a Gen X for president, the one generation that can unfuck our nation? Well, down home, I mean, that's definitely not out of the question here. It's definitely not out of the question. And that's the thing. The world is changing around this old guard Republican, and they will get phased out, fam. They will absolutely get phased out. And I'm always hopefully optimistic. I say hopefully optimistic sometimes because I just believe the best outcome will happen. And, seeing the changing tide with views about foreign countries and foreign influence like Ukraine, Israel, I see the younger generation and also, like you said, Gen X wanting to get back to the truth, honesty, and vulnerability. These things really, really resonate with the upcoming generations. And it's really interesting, guys, that I've been watching. So you guys know I've been back on YouTube. I've been trying to catch up. It was 5 years since I was on there. These platforms changed dramatically with what is considered like good content and all this stuff. And even where YouTube is going in 2026, they're talking about the younger generations. And they themselves have brought up that, yes, they want honesty. They love truth. They love vulnerability. And unfortunately, their attention spans are not that long, but it's not their fault. I mean, imagine growing up, and smartphones were already a thing. This is why I've taken a new stance, guys, about not mocking these people and not mocking these young kids. It's not going to work. They are. You want to talk about, a generation that is a bit feeling abysmal. It's them more than anybody. But this is why I'm saying all this stuff is starting to sway. All this stuff is starting to change here, and I'm hoping what's going to happen. These younger generations are going to truly take on this mantle of MAGA. That's what I'm really hoping for, because it is coming. And just like I said, these programs that, we all knew SNAP and food stamps were corrupt and just abused all over the place. But now, because all this stuff is coming up and Americans are getting really to the point where we have been just ran over by elites and their bullshit promises for so long. Those days are coming to an end. And just now that because this has now been the spotlight as far as the corruption just in the SNAP benefits alone, 186,000 deceased SNAP recipient are receiving payments. So 186,000 dead recipients are still receiving payments. 500,000 are double dipping under the same name, and that's in red states that comply with handing over their data to USDA. And now you know why 20 Democrat states are fighting so hard in court to not hand over their enrollment data. The real fraud is in the millions, and of course they're giving EBT cards to illegals. And fam, this data here, I'm going to tell you exactly why this matters to affordability. This data is coming from red states. This is even from blue states yet. And remember what we were saying, like, hey, if Trump wasn't going to turn on the SNAP benefits, why can't they all just re-enroll and we can cut the fat out of this program, the corruption out of this program, maybe put people back to work. And obviously, there are people that actually need this. They'll get the benefits. That's fine. But why not re-enroll everybody? And this will filter out and phase out the illegals and the people that are abusing the system. Oh, guess what? Brooke Rollins is doing it.
On day one, when I was sworn in, which was earlier this year in February, the very first thing I did was send letters to every single state in America and said, never before has the federal government asked for the data, but it is a new day. President Trump is the president. We know there's a lot of fraud. We need to help partner with you all to figure out how to make sure that this money and these benefits go to those who truly need it and not rife with fraud and corruption. 29 states, mostly the red states, responded with their data sets February, March, April. So the numbers that you're talking through, those are numbers that we have been collecting and analyzing since early summer, late spring. The fact that this spotlight shined on SNAP has allowed us to talk about it. But here's the most unbelievable news I have really just over the last few days, that 5,000 dead people, that was just 1 month. The number is closer to 186,000 deceased men and women and children in this country are receiving a check. Now, that is what we're really going to start clamping down on. 500,000 are getting 2. But here's the really stunning thing. This is just data from those 29 mostly red states. Can you imagine when we get our hands on the blue state data, what we're going to find? It's going to give us a platform and a trajectory to fundamentally rebuild this program, have everyone reapply for their benefit, make sure that everyone that's taking a taxpayer-funded benefit through SNAP or food stamps, that they literally are vulnerable and they can't survive without it. And that's the next step here.
Guys, the big part of that obviously is the fraud. No one's surprised by the fraud. You have people selling their EBT cards and selling the funds on them. They've been doing that for a long time. The thing is, by gutting these people off this system, this will also help lower the prices of groceries because these corporations make a shit ton of money off of EBT, and because of that, they absolutely raise the prices for all this stuff. So what they're going to do, once they get all this data, they're going to have everyone re-enroll according to their new guidelines, and they're fundamentally going to overhaul the entire thing. And fam, this is the type of stuff that we all voted for. It's not even close. And just to give you the latest example, and this is the stuff that was pissing people off, that was really going viral and really getting into the spotlight here. You have a woman here talking about how she has $23,000 worth of EBT benefits. Can you imagine what a normal American would do with $23,000 extra dollars and knowing that this is where our tax money is going to? It's disgusting. I know the audio is not coming through. Hold on, guys. The audio didn't come through. That's okay. She's sitting there dialing the phone, getting her balance. And she gets the ballots at the end, and you can see the family members laughing and hitting the counter as if it's fucking hilarious. $23,225 in benefits sitting in her account. Insane, fam. Absolutely insane. And that's the type of stuff that we are absolutely disgusted with, and we should be disgusted with. Thank you to Andy B2 for that shit. Much love and blessings to Woke, the mods, and fam. Happy birthday to Fuji's daughter. Prayers for blessings and healing. Allison with a cookie. And WD40 says, dual streaming, my dude, while fighting sickness in Shreveport. I got some crawfish for dinner, and life is good. I'm ready for some football this weekend. Yeah, my friend, it's going to be a great weekend. Thank you so much for that, guys. I appreciate that. That wasn't my audio. That was a shitty video of the audio. Thank you, Frogger. And tell Cage, just go somewhere else. All right, guys, what I want to get into next here, and again, I wanted to start off with the wins, guys, because I knew a lot of this stuff throughout the week. It was tough. It was heavy. We criticized Trump. We went in hard. And look where we've come out on the other end here on a Friday. The big boomerang of today, which is so damn funny to me, and this is one of the most, I hate talking about this topic, but it must be talked about because it's not going anywhere, and this is everything pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein. We've been talking about this crap for a long time, guys, and unfortunately, as much as we know this stuff is a hoax, guys, it is hurting him in the poll numbers. There's no denying it. The pollsters that I watch and trust, it's hurting him with normie voters. It just is. A lot of people are so jaded and so distrustful of the government, the FBI, just in general. It's just, I get it. Do I think that the Democrats are putting out anything good pertaining to Epstein? Obviously not. They got caught in a hoax just the other day where they redacted Virginia Giuffre's name, and she's not obviously she's a victim, but she was a public victim, the most notable one, and there was no reason to do that. It's all a smear campaign, right? And then as we were finding out, Michael Wolff was giving literal advice to Jeffrey Epstein after everyone already knew he was a pedophile, trying to make up a way to blackmail Trump. And we've all talked about how Trump could have been an informant, right? And this is going to lead to, Trump's actions that were taken today. Because I do believe at this point, he's been waiting to turn this around on them and the Democrats to dig themselves into a hole long enough. And that's exactly what he did here. And this is Michael Wolff from a prior interview not too long ago. And this is what he had to say.
At that point, Epstein's legal problems began. The police began to investigate him over allegations that he was, that there were underage women coming to his house. Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house.
And why I'm showing you guys this is because the new stuff that the Democrats put out, it literally shows that Epstein hated Trump. And not only hated Trump, he did not trust Trump at all. Could not stand him. And we've been saying this for a long time, Trump was an informant during the Atlantic City days with the mob and helped bring the mob down and completely clean that entire place out. He has done this before. This is why there's so much lore around Trump and him playing 5D chess and all this stuff, because there is evidence and a history and patterns of him doing these things. This isn't just made up speculation. There is no doubt in my mind that someone like Trump, who had the power, who had the money, who had the influence, someone that could be in and around Epstein's circle, could absolutely get information on him to maybe bring him down in some capacity. And he did in 2009. That's just the case. He was the only one that came out to bring him down. He got arrested. And we all know about the sweetheart deal he ended up getting because of terrible, disgusting lawyers. But he still helped bring him down for the first time. And all this new stuff that they put out, that the Democrats put out, they dug themselves in a hole, because it shows once again, Epstein truly hated Trump. And if they had anything on Trump, they would have already put it out there.
And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
And this is what he's telling you. This is one of the instances of what he's telling you. That is the version of this related by
the hoax yesterday. What Trump is referring to is the hoax that the Democrats are using to try to attack him. He has never said or suggested or implied. I've talked to him about this many times.
It comes across as calling the whole thing a hoax.
It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president.
He was an FBI informant to help take this stuff down. Whoops! The truth slipped out.
Knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago. What he's talking about is the Democrats who are doing this with impure motives. If they cared so much about this, why didn't they do something during the 4 years of the Biden administration when the Biden DOJ had all the records? They didn't say a word about it. Now they're doing it for political purposes.
Our current president has had relationships with Epstein.
And we've seen that as well. This is like a montage clip, right? And we've been tracking this and talking about this at nauseum. Disgusting, right? We found out that Michael Wolff was giving all kinds of advice to Epstein, and we saw his email called G Vacation. And this was a screenshot that we were able to find here from the drop from the Democrats, and it literally says, from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff, as I need my marching orders with a winky face. This was all blackmail. This is all a setup. They were all trying to do that. And they were trying to set up Trump. And Trump was, I think Trump was 5 steps ahead of them. And I just wanted to show you guys this too. I saw this in the files as well. This was really weird. They had a dog here chewing on a Trump doll and then a Hillary Clinton doll right next to it. I don't know if you guys saw this, but check this out. There's Donald Trump. And there's a Hillary Clinton doll.
Charlie, ma chi è quello lì? Ma ti piace questo pupazzotto?
Super strange. And the Dems think that they're going to, I don't know what they're thinking with this. But this is the type of stuff that's being put out there, and it's a lot of it's just weird. A lot of it's just weird, and the media is retracting. They're all in retreat right now about the quote journalist Epstein story edited after Democrat hoax is exposed. This was their little change a couple days ago, as Democrats claim that the sheer volume of the release on Wednesday was intended to disorient and to distract attention from their revelations about Mr. Trump's actions during the time he and Mr. Epstein were close. November 13th, Democrats claim that the sheer volume of the release was intended to distract attention from the revelation. You see what they did? They took out the part where they said intended to disorient and just left an intended to distract. Evil, evil, evil. And the funny thing about all this is, again, there's no mentions of Bill Clinton. There's no mentions of the now absolutely proven true fact that Joe Biden molested Ashley Biden, and that diary was real, and all that was real. And Bad Hombre says it, quite rich watching Democrats desperately try to tie Trump to Epstein's crimes that long debunked decades-old public records for the 100th time. And it really feels like it's the 100th time. It's so tedious and gay at this point. When they literally imprisoned Amy Harris in April of 2024 for exposing Ashley Biden's diary, where she writes about getting molested in the shower by dad. We have covered this stuff at nauseum. And no one's buying it. And this is where it kicks in, guys. And then we're going to move everyone over to Pilled. This is where all this stuff kicks in. They end up actually deleting a post saying that Trump spent Thanksgiving with Epstein. I mean, it's just, what are these people doing? And a summary of the drop here. The summary of the drop. And then we're getting to the big bombshell news from Trump about all this. This is the summary. With the release of Epstein's emails, we found out that Epstein hated Trump. Didn't trust him. They weren't friends. The New York Times directly worked with Epstein to suppress stories about him. After Bradley Edwards, the lawyer for the accuser, said that Trump was the only individual to cooperate and help, Epstein said Trump didn't have one decent cell in his body. This is also compelling that the Democrats faked the redaction of supposed victim's name. The name they blocked was Virginia Giuffre, who publicly testified that Trump was innocent. Oh, and also, Russiagate was confirmed a hoax, just like we said. Are Democrats retarded? We all know the answer to that. Absolutely. And why did I decide to even make this a segment on tonight's show? Is because Trump finally is sending the boomerang back on them, and they wanted to keep playing this game. They wanted to keep doing this. Trump ordered his DOJ to now focus all their efforts on releasing all the Epstein files, and in particular, all the Epstein files related to the Democrats now. And they thought this was going to be a fun game, that it was hurting Trump. And in some ways, politically, it is. But it's going to backfire. This is what Trump now said. Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all their other failures, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with their great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his, quote, island. Stay tuned. And this is where things need to get dissected here, because, again, was Trump ever shitting on what Epstein did as a hoax? It had nothing to do with has nothing to do with the actions Epstein was arrested for and taken down for. That's not the hoax. The hoax was the leverage that the Democrats were trying to wage here as Trump being a really good friend of his and covering for him, because his rich billionaire elite friends were all in on it, doing atrocious, absolutely horrible things on his island in St. James. Now it's getting turned around on them. And of course, Pam Bondi saw this. Thank you, Mr. President. SDNY U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton is one of the most capable and trusted prosecutors in the country, and have asked him to take the lead. As with all matters, the department will pursue this with urgency and integrity to deliver answers to the American people. Because, fam, I would love to talk about what Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were doing on the island. I would love to talk about all that. All these scumbag pedophiles, all of them. And you can tell, if they really had something on Trump, you wouldn't see Jen Psaki and other outlets like the New York Times changing and ghost editing segments from their pieces and segments from their shows like this, in the fear that they may get sued by Trump. And this was so funny to me.
In supporting what Donald Trump is doing.
You're talking about the other predators out there, in addition to Trump. I mean, I'm not saying he is. We don't know all the details about.
Whoa, Jen. Whoa, don't let that slip. She's like, oh, God, please don't sue me, Trump.
Predators out there, in addition to Trump. I mean, I'm not saying he is. We don't know all the details about that. I just mean in addition to what we've learned about Epstein and others, there's other predators out there.
There are, and we have to remember that Alex Acosta, when he...
They are also afraid of getting sued. It is so damn funny to watch that play out, because the narrative that we were hearing, guys, throughout this whole entire time, with us calling out the affordability stuff, calling out the 600,000 Chinese student stuff, the 50-year mortgages. Yeah, I felt like some of that stuff needed to be called out, and I'm glad it did. It shows, once again, MAGA is not a cult. I think that's great. You're not clapping seals. And look what happened. That's why I started the show off with what I started off. All affordability messaging, all of it, every single piece of it. And the Democrats... The Democrats are now pushing what they're calling the socialist hotties. And I'm not joking. This is RFK Jr.'s grandson and Mamdani. This is absolutely pathetic and also equally hilarious. Oh, dude. You ain't got to give my love away. So I'm gonna say, hey, 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 daddy, hey, dude. What are we doing? I ain't gotta do a lot of flexing. Shawty, you already know what it is. Oh my God, dude. Do a lot of sexing. Yeah, can't nobody do your body like this. Oh, I won't. No joke, guys. All right, fam. We went a little overtime tonight, but it's okay. We're going to be moving the entire show now over to pill.net. We're going to be breaking down this crazy story here. Actually, some stuff about Anthony Weiner, and then getting into Hillary Clinton and Anthony Weiner, and getting into the Thomas Crooks expose from Tucker Carlson. Breakdown of everything. It's going to be fire, guys. The best parts of the show I save on Pilled. Please move over, everyone on YouTube. The pin message to bring over to go over to the Pilled chat is right there, and I'll drop it again. If you guys are already subscribed, I'm going to give you my straight up channel link so you guys can watch with us, engage in the chat, donate everything. It all goes a huge way. A huge way. There we go. I was like, why is this not pasting? To help supporting this amazing show, guys, to keep going. I really appreciate it, guys. We'll see everyone over on Pill.net, Kick, X, Rumble. Thank you all for joining the chat. Yep, you're over there as well. Thank you, fam. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys over on Pilled. If not, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Goodbye, my friends. All right, guys. Make